So when you get to a level like you are, how do you leverage people like this? Because a lot of well-known people get lots of people contact them and they normally say no. How have you built up that network?
People are really, really busy, right? So again, I've talked about this through our chat, value exchange. At the beginning, it's much more about what's in it for them, like stack it, give them 200 things for the one thing that you're asking. So the reason that I have such a strong relationship with Richard Branson now is this. I was invited to go to Noosa Island in November 2014. There was 28 entrepreneurs that got invited to go, and we all got an opportunity for 10 minutes to pitch to Rich. I watched as 27 people essentially asked him things that were impossible for him to say yes to. They said things like, "Hey, I'm Andy and I've got this incredible podcast, can I rename it Virgin, whatever, right?" He can't say yes. He's never met you. He's never listened to your podcast. You know what I did? I just said, "Hey, Richard, can I send you a box of my magazine every month?" So of course he goes, "Yes, of course you can." All of his staff and Richard would be seeing that magazine come every single month. So I, from there, built a really good relationship with his PA, Helen. And I said, "Hey, Helen, would Richard consider writing me a testimonial for the front cover of my book, Life and Love?" And so she's like, "Of course." I kept saying, "How can I help Richard in Australia? What can I do for him?" Genuinely. So I emailed Helen and I said, "Oh, hey, could I shoot Richard for a cover of my magazine?" And she goes, "Yeah, great." She goes, "Oh, actually, by the way, would you consider co-chairing the Virgin Way conference with Richard?" So there I am on stage with Richard. I'd read his book 20 years before or something. It took a long time and a lot of me doing things for him. And we were meant to shoot the cover for the magazine in the Botanic Gardens afterwards. And then they were like, "Oh, he's kind of busy. He's going to go up to Makepeace Island, his island on the Noosa River. Hey, do you want to come up there for the weekend with him and shoot the cover?" And it was really there that I became, friends with him because I was there with just some of his close family members. But the thing is, make it easy to say yes. More often than not, 99% of pitches would be, "Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me." If someone comes to me and says, "Hey, I think this would be really useful for your community. I feel like it would sit into this section really well. And what can I do for you?" Oh my God, I'm like, you're in. Don't underestimate the power of handwritten notes, in a digital economy. Notice what people are doing. Send them a note. "Hey, wow, I just saw you got a promotion." Or, "Wow, well done on your latest book." Acknowledge people and, it's like a favors bag. Do a million favors for them and ask for one thing in return. People notice that kind of thing.